All right, good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock by my watch. Today is not a special hearing, it's Wednesday, May 29th, regular edition of 10 a.m. We moved our court hearing today to Wednesday because of the election yesterday. So with that, let's do a confirmation roll call, and we'll call this meeting to order. Precinct 1.
Here.
Precinct 2.
Here.
Precinct 3.
Here.
Precinct 4.
Present.
And the judge is here, so let the record reflect that all 5 of us are here today. And with that, we will stand for invocation. Our most heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious day. We the people serve you, Lord. We're so honored to be here in this courtroom to be able to do that, Lord, to serve your people. You are our creator, and we owe everything to you, and we do everything in your name, Lord. We're so thankful that we got through another election season, and we've got that behind us. There's truly no losers in a contest where people step up to serve you and to serve the people. And so we want to congratulate our victors today, but we also want to console the people that didn't make it. And Lord, we had good people serving us. And we just want to pray over this court, continue to bless this county as we move forward through doing all things. And we ask for all these blessings in your name. Amen. Amen. Now our pledges. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
I'm glad we can do that. Glad we can. Yes. Thank God. We're free.
All right. We'll begin our session with any announcements. First and foremost, I think we want to announce that our election season is over. There's no more flyers coming in your mailbox. No more political noise. This campaign's been going on a long time. But we do want to recognize unofficial results. Stephen Greenwell will be Lavaca County's newly elected sheriff come January 1st. And I believe, unless something changed, A.J. Lauterbach will be our state rep. So we want to congratulate the winners of that. Those are still unofficial results. And the canvassing the votes will happen, I think, next week. Not sure, but anyway. So congratulations to the winners. Again, like I said in the prayer, there's truly no losers. When good people sign up to run for office, it's truly that. Good people putting their name out there, signing up. And so we the people voted. And we the people said, you know, that's the way it works. And speaking of that, Stephen Greenwell just walked in the back door. Congratulations, Stephen Greenwell, sheriff-elect. And any other announcements?
Yeah.
Yes. Remember today, actually about right now, Hallettsville Lady Bramers are playing, I think Grandview or Valley, I'm not sure who. Is it Grandview? Grandview today at 10. So we want to wish them luck. And I think Lavaca County is well represented in Austin today. Kenny?
Yes, sir. The Shire girls will play Beckville for state today at 7 p.m. So let's wish both those teams good luck.
Yeah. And Judge, I would like to recognize our election administrator, Tina, and the deputy election administrator, Brandy, for their hard work of getting out those machines on Monday, which was brutal. I mean, the temperature was just unbelievable, almost unbearable to be outside. And they did yeoman's work to get those machines placed. And they're not, it's not simple. It's not like you're carrying a typewriter. These machines are heavy, they're bulky, they're difficult to transport and move, and they got it done. And so I just appreciate their hard work. And like you said, I'm glad that the election's over, and I'm sure they are too.
Yes, amen. Can't say enough about Tina and Brandy. I don't know if we said anything publicly or not when we had the city elections and school board elections. We had a little, not a miscue of any sort of nature, but we do want to make publicly apologize to Hallettsville ISD when they presented when they printed off the results of the HISD election. They had to present two results. One is HISD that goes to the Secretary of State, and the other one is a city election. And when the results got printed, it left off the HISD component in the city of Hallsville. So there was some confusion after the election, but the results are the results. But again, hats off to those ladies for doing what they do. They have 7 school districts in 4 cities, and so that's really 11 elections happening at the same time. And they keep that separate and distinct, and they do a fantastic job. So one hiccup amongst 11 is not a bad deal. And again, the results are sound, and I do think we've got a stellar election process. So
Absolutely.
hats off to them for picking up for doing that. Anything else?
Well, I would say one other thing, Judge. There was, just as a note of recognition too, Lorena's here today. Lorena is the incoming Republican Party Lavaca County Chair. We spent last week in San Antonio at the Republican State Convention, and let me just say it's interesting. We have a wide swath of Americanism and Texasism, and within the party, it's a challenge to work with some folks. Some folks don't want to be worked with, but the Lavaca County delegation was well represented, did a great job, attended all the meetings, did everything we were supposed to do, made our voices known, made our wishes known. And upon returning, I think we all agreed, I was glad to return home and to call Lavaca County home. Thank God. We have a really, really good community of solid people who are willing to work and lead and to serve, and so I'm just grateful for that.
Well, and I'm grateful that Governor Abbott came to Lavaca County in person on Tuesday of last week, but did not go to the convention in person. I don't know what that's saying, but it was good to see the governor here, and he's you know, the general thing, we didn't have a whole lot of time, each of us, to speak with him, but the one thing that came, I think, Lorena, you said it best, when he grabbed your hand and talked to you and looked you in the eyes, he was genuine, and he just was engaging.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine being the governor of the state of Texas and what that means to have that weight on your shoulder, the 8th largest economy in the world. And that's on your shoulder, and you got a border that is porous right now. So, again, this is announcements. We're not getting our soapbox. But anyway, I think we need to continue to pray for our governor, our leadership, across the board. Anything else? If not, we'll move into action item number 2. Lavaca County Fiscal Year 2023 Annual Financial Report presented by Wade Whitlow with KM&L Certified Public Accountants. And I understand Wade cannot be here, but he sent his best representative.
I am a lot prettier.
Prettier than Wade. All in favor, say aye.
We'll second that, yes.
All right.
Break the ice.
Can you state your name for the court, please?
My name is Jenna Coulter, and I'm a manager at KM&L. Wade sends his condolences to not be able to be here today, but hopefully I can do well and fill his shoes. First off, I wanted to thank Shayna and all her department did to help this audit go smoothly. We are very grateful for the business, and we're happy to do this for you. If you go behind your first tab in your blue booklet, on page 7, this is our independent auditor's report. This is basically our opinion letter. So if you look at the second paragraph under the opinion section at the top, on page 7, it says, in our opinion, the financial statements referred to above present fairly in all material respects. This is stating that the county received an unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion it can receive. In other words, there were no findings, no issues. If you go to page 11, pages 11 through 24 is our management's discussion and analysis. This is basically a highlight reel. So it's putting the financial statements in a more reader-friendly format. One thing I want to point out here, the financial highlight section at the top of page 11, there's 4 bullet points.
I don't even have page, I go straight to 8, you know?
The 4th bullet point states at the end of the current fiscal year, unassigned fund balance for the general fund was $8.3 million, or 90% of total general fund expenditures. This is stating that if something happened during the year where no revenue was coming in, the county could work off So I know some of you might be wondering what a good marker is for that, although we cannot suggest a marker. The court can come up with that marker and work towards, for example, say you want to have at least 6 months of reserves. You can work your way down from the 11 months you currently have by reserving or committing some funds to get it down to whatever marker you set, but we can't suggest a marker. I think
Gotcha.
most local governments are around 4 to 6 months, but I know certain, like, Missouri County, we have a lot of hurricanes, so they like to keep some of that higher, for instance. Just
So
something to think about.
9 months to a year would not be out of the question for someone like us? Okay.
I'm not gonna go through every single one of these pages, but the general and road and bridge fund reserves are sitting very well and y'all budgeted very well, which we'll look at the budgets in a minute. If you flip behind the second tab, these are the basic financial statements along with all of the notes. Flipping to page 30. This is the balance sheet for the governmental funds. So if you look towards the bottom in that first column on page 30, that 8.3 million, that's that unassigned fund balance that we referred to of being 90% of your general fund expenditures. You can see all the other major, so road and bridge has about 11.5 million in reserves that are restricted for road and bridge, obviously.
Excuse me, and is that on page 30 as well?
Yes, sir. The second column, road and bridge,
Okay.
and then the ARPA funds are the third column.
Okay, thank you.
Pages 42 through 74 are the notes to the financials. There were no new accounting standards that affected the county this year, so the format for these notes should be very similar to last year. I'm not going to go through these, but if you have trouble sleeping tonight, I would read pages 42 through 74.
That'll put you to sleep.
Are there gonna be any new notes that are gonna affect us, upcoming? Or any new GASB?
I don't know the answer. I think there is one, but we're still going through our CPEs for the coming year. They haven't fully announced.
Sometimes
Everything's
that can
changing.
kind of,
We generally find out a lot during the summer about what's going to be changing.
What's gonna-
But I will write that down and we'll get you an answer. You go behind the third tab. This is our required supplementary information, pages 76 and 77. This is the budget to actual for general fund and road and bridge fund. So I like to point this out so you can see where y'all came in at the end of the year compared to your budget. Lots of useful information. You go behind the fourth tab. These are the special revenue fund combining totals and then the remaining fund, or budget actuals. So all the, if you start at page, I think, 107, no, 102. 102 on to the remaining of this tab includes all the fund budget to actuals, the general fund, road and bridge, task force, all the littles. And then the final tab is our federal award section. There are two letters in this back tab. The first one is our report on internal control. This letter is stating that we are not issuing an opinion on the internal control of the county, but what it's stating is that we take the policies and procedures of the county, we perform our audit around those, and we did not find any issues. So we're not stating an opinion on the internal controls, but we're saying we didn't find any issues on the internal controls of the county.
Is that customary?
Yes, sir. This is a standard letter that
is it customary that you would not state an opinion?
Yes, sir. Because that would be a completely separate engagement.
Okay,
We would have to do like an internal
okay.
engagement audit type thing.
But you found no deficiencies
Yes,
or?
based on our, of all the, because we look at a lot of internal controls during the audit process, and we didn't find any issues. We would have heard about those if we did before now.
Okay, thank you.
The second letter is our report on compliance for single audit. We do issue an opinion on the single audit portion, so the second paragraph in the top section, under opinion on each major federal program. In our opinion, the county complied on all material steps with the types of compliance requirements referred to above. This is also another unmodified opinion, so we found no issues with federal funds. This year, we performed single audit because of the ARPA funds received. Next year, there's still enough ARPA funds to be spent for us to potentially need to do a single audit next year. But that just depends on if you spend all $792,000 that's still a receivable for ARPA, then the threshold's $750. So it's potential that we could have another single audit, but hopefully once these ARPA funds are done with, you don't have to do that anymore.
Great.
And then in the back flap, there's one letter. This is our letter to the court. It's just stating that there was no issues, we did not find any significant audit matters. It does list out, there's 4 bullet points on the first and second pages, that the estimates that are utilized in these financials, and those estimates are allowance for doubtful accounts, the useful life, the assets, and then pension and OPEB estimates that are given to us by the state. This letter should be the same as last year. And with that, I am available for any questions, and I was not involved in this audit necessarily, but if there's something I can't answer, I will write it down and Wade can give the answer.
I think from our perspective, or my perspective at least, this is what I expected, because we have a stellar auditing department. We've got a well-trained staff that keeps everyone in line. We don't step out of line, or we feel the wrath up here. So I've said this before, the only government waste that we have around here is we might pour out a cup of coffee or a pot of coffee, and, you know, if we can work on that, we can fine-tune it. But any questions from the floor here?
Just one, and this may not be, anyways, it's not typical. So we have an audit report and it's clean. Could this be subject to an audit? Let's say if,
Does this audit report be subject to an audit?
now here's what I'm asking. In the event that, let's say the federal government had some issues with some money that we had taken or not taken, could they come in and because this is a governmental accounting standards audit, right? So they could come in and potentially take a look at that?
Well, they can look at our audit report, but typically the federal government, if they're gonna want to look at any of our federal awards, they're gonna do their own audit specific on that. Say ARPA funds. They come back 5 years from now, wanna know how we spent the money, we'll all have our own audit that we will go through. Not, it will not involve,
It wouldn't, so we wouldn't reference this?
typically not.
This is not,
Anything's hypothetical, but what's the likelihood? I mean, this is a clean audit. I mean,
Yeah,
so
I'm
if there's a red flag somewhere, yeah.
No, they will do only an audit specific to what, the money that they gave us.
They
Okay.
wouldn't care about all the departments, because, you know, when we come out for interim, we're going to every precinct, to every JP, we're looking at how cash is handled everywhere. So we're gonna touch on every part of the county when we do this audit. The federal government, they don't care about the money they're given. So they don't care about the JPs, how they're handling cash, they're just wondering, how did you spend, for example, with the ARPA funds?
Gotcha.
okay. All right.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, it does because, I mean, this is such a,
So what, maybe this will help. When we do the federal, when we do single audit, so we take the federally provided compliance supplement, and it's like 2,000 pages, and it covers any possible federal award that is out there, that, or any federal money that's given. So we perform our, it's very small, but we do a lot of extensive work going detailed by what they tell us we have to do in that compliance supplement. So our federal award section is based on what the federal government told us to do. So we look at the
Yeah, it does. That helps because this is a, you know, an in-depth analysis, a deep dive into the processes and procedures and the controls that are already established here within the different departments. And so it's pretty, to me, it's, well, just encouraging to know that, it's clean. Totally clean. I mean, so, because, and not that anybody would do anything that wouldn't be, but it's just a system that's in place that works,
Yes,
and the
good to
people in
know
place
that.
work.
All those checks and balances that are in place are working. And if we were to have found fraud at a JP or something, y'all would have heard about it well before this point. We would have had to have meetings with you, we would have had to discuss in depth if there were issues related to misappropriation funds or anything like that.
And we would have heard it before that, because, I mean, the audit team does a great job of checks and balances. And
As soon as we found something and been like, hello.
And they question transactions. I mean, so, we've done this throughout the year. I mean, if there's a questionable transaction, well, let's get an explanation
And we
and
ask
find
a lot
out.
of questions. We're very needy people.
Yes.
And so they do very well.
All right.
Well, it's obviously, you've done a good job, you've taken it seriously, and the compilation of material you've given us is certainly pertinent, something that gives us assurance that it isn't being done properly and in place. So thank you for your hard work, appreciate it.
Well, I will tell Wade. I did not do this, it was all Wade. But I will let him know, thank you.
You're very
I understand we had a family emergency.
You
so-
did.
so, all right. We'll send them our condolences as well.
welcome. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions from the court? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve this audit report.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to approve the Lavaca County fiscal year 2023 annual financial report presented by Jenna Holter with KM&L Certified Public Accountants. Any other questions or comments?
I'd like to congratulate the auditors department for a job well done.
Absolutely. Thank you much.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Holter. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Safe travel.
All right, next on the agenda, item number 3, the 2023 Public Health Report for Lavaca County and Region 8. You want to come forward? Ms. Warner? That's found on page 1 through 21. And if you would state your name for the court, please.
My name is Lauren Warner. Good morning. I am the public health nurse for the Texas Department of State Health Services. Public Health Region 8, Sheila Yancey is the community health specialist, and we are both located here in Hallettsville. I would like to thank you for the opportunity today to briefly share the 2023 Lavaca County Annual Public Health Report. From my understanding, I'll each have a copy of this report, but for anyone else in the crowd, there are copies in the back. We continue to provide coverage here in Lavaca County as well as Gonzales counties. Dr. Jennifer Shuford is the Commissioner of Health. Dr. Lillian Ringsdorf is our current Region 8 Medical Director. Gail Morrow is our Deputy Regional Director. And present here with me today is Ms. Diane Burnell. She is a Specialized Health and Social Services Program Manager. The Lavaca County report highlights many of our local health activities and initiatives. We assist your local schools, healthcare providers, and hospitals regarding immunizations, notifiable conditions, and disease reporting. We serve on the School Health Advisory Council and provide education to the community on health and safety-related topics that include safe sleep, breastfeeding, nutrition, smoking cessation, and child injury prevention. Child car passenger safety is a need we see often in our community, and as technicians, we collaborate every year with WIC and your local daycares to provide resources and education on this topic. We also perform seat inspections and installation at our office in Hallettsville by client appointment. We continue to administer routine vaccines to qualifying children and adults, plus provide HIV/STD services at our local office to aid in our goal of disease prevention. We work with other agencies like AgriLife, Health Ministries, and your local libraries to put on community events such as the Kids Health Party, quarterly Sharks Drives, and in the summer months, we like to provide water and sun safety education. Just here recently, we promoted awareness around heat stroke and never leaving your child alone in the vehicle during these hot summer days. I would like to take the opportunity to thank you, Judge Mudd, and the commissioners for your continued support for the Texas Department of State Health Services. Our mission is always
Just,
Go ahead, yes.
question? Yeah, just one. It just dawned on me, do you also, in the event that there was a, let's say, an outbreak of botulism or, food poisoning or something like that, do y'all engage that, or are you associated with that in any way?
We do, it kind of goes down to, the like with the Shigella outbreak. We had our epidemiology team come down and, do an investigation to try to identify where the source of that bacteria, or disease kind of came from, and then help provide education to prevent it in the future. If it ever were to be something in regard that we needed to distribute medications, I believe they have point of dispensing plans in place. That would be with our emergency management team. And so if that ever came down to it, I think in the past I've sat on some of those meetings, and it would be possibly looking at the football field, because you need something large enough to dispense this to the community. And it would almost be kind of a drive-through line, or, again, they have plans in place. But yes, if it is something in need and it's affecting the population and we're able to assist, we would be able to do that.
Okay, thank you very much, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question. And thank you so much for y'all's time.
You're welcome, thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the report?
I so move.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to approve the 2023 Public Health Report for Lavaca County and Region 8 by the Department of State and Health Services. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Lauren and Sheila, for both of you do what you do. We appreciate you. All right, item number 4, discuss and/or acknowledge PepsiCo scheduling to pick up the Pepsi vending machine located in the Lavaca County Courthouse. It's found on page 22. I received a letter that they are picking up based on lack of usage, I believe. Anyway, I wanted to bring the court's attention because I wasn't aware. Did we own it? Did we lease it? How did it go? I think auditor's office said it's free to go. So if they want to pick it up, they can pick it up, correct? Okay. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
What's the motion made for? Motion to pick it up?
Yes. Pick it up. Pick it up.
All right, motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to approve PepsiCo's scheduling to pick up the Pepsi vending machine located in the Lavaca County Courthouse at their expense, and return it, I guess you'd say. Any other discussion, comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. All right, item number 5, discuss and or approve resolution regarding Operation Lone Star Grant Project, grant number 44382202. That's out of the Sheriff's Office. JR, does anyone here want to say anything on that, or just, all right, pretty straightforward. This is a resolution that we need the court to acknowledge and approve to continue accepting the Operation Lone Star funds. Do I hear a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to approve the resolution regarding Operation Lone Star Grant Project, grant number 4382202. Any other discussion or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Item number 6, KJZT proclamation for Hallettsville, Moravia, and St. Mary's declaring June 14, 2024 as National Flag Day. And I'll read that one proclamation. There's actually 3 forms for all 3 parishes. But it says, proclamation, whereas KJZT Family Life Societies have long proclaimed their patriotism by celebrating and honoring National Flag Day of June 14th, and whereas KJZT Family Life Societies perform many religious, charitable, cultural, and patriotic activities throughout Texas, and whereas the volunteers of these adult and junior societies provide great service to our state and nation through civic and patriotic projects, and whereas KJZT Family Life calls upon their societies to tell of the ideals and objectives of KJZT Family Life and to unite in observation of National Flag Day. So National Flag Day, we call upon all citizens to lend their support and show their appreciation for the contributions made to their local communities in the state of Texas by members of KJZT Family Life. And that's going to be for Hallettsville, Moravia, and St. Mary's. Do I hear a motion?
Yes. Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 3, Any other questions, comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, thank you, KJZT, for all you do for honoring our flags. All right, number 7, Gulf Bend proclamation declaring May 2024 as Mental Health Month. And that proclamation reads, this is coming out of Gulf Bend Center, whereas mental health is an essential part of overall well-being, impacting individuals, families, and communities across Texas, and whereas 1 in 5 American adults experiences a mental health condition each year, and everyone faces challenges in life that can impact their mental health. And whereas, despite its prevalence, mental health remains shrouded in stigma, preventing many from seeking help. And whereas early intervention and access to quality care are crucial for managing mental health conditions and improving quality of life. And whereas May is recognized nationally as Mental Health Awareness Month, providing an opportunity to raise awareness, combat stigma, and promote mental health resources. Therefore, we, the Board of Trustees of Gulf Bend Center, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Mental Health Month in Calhoun, DeWitt, Goliad, Jackson, Lavaca, Refugio, and Victoria counties. We encourage all residents of these counties to educate themselves and others about mental health conditions, treatment options, and available resources, challenge stigma by speaking respectfully and inclusively about mental health, seek help if they are struggling with their mental health and encourage others to do the same, support organizations that provide mental health services and advocacy, create safe and supportive environments for open conversations about mental health. So it says, together we can create a community where everyone feels empowered to prioritize their mental well-being and seek help when needed. And that, the Board of Trustees, signed by Steve Hypes, Chair, signed and adopted it on the 23rd day of April 2024 in Victoria, Texas, and they're asking us to do the same, to proclaim this as a Mental Health Awareness Month. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Precinct 3, second by Precinct 4, to approve the Gulf Bend Center proclamation declaring May 2024 as Mental Health Month. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. We want to thank Gulf Bend for being a valuable resource and a partner to this county. We do not have a whole lot of resources to pull from in Lavaca County. It's nice to have a resource in Victoria that we can call upon. All right, moving along. Item number 8, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Ryan Pope. That's found in Precinct 4, found on page 29 through 32.
Yeah, there's a little subdivision there, and all roads are coming off of county and state roads, so I'll make a motion to accept the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements of Ryan Pope. Second.
Motion made by Precinct 4, second by Precinct 3, to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Ryan Pope in Precinct 4. And that's off of, what road? County Road 413?
Correct.
Yep. Okay. Any other comments or questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Moving along to item number 9, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Robert and Maria Denny. It's found in Precinct 1.
Yes, this is a piece of property on County Road 146. It's one 5-acre lot and one 10-acre lot, and both have access to the county road, so they are exempt from the subdivision requirements.
Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a motion?
Yes, I would put that in the motion, yes, sir.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Precinct 1, second by Precinct 2, to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Robert and Maria Denny. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 10, and I hope Doug Kubicek is here to help speak on this one, but the next two are going to involve you, Doug. Number 10, discuss and/or take action on the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation request for variance on the boiler located in the Lavaca County Courthouse. And that is found on page 37. And Mr. Kubicek, I don't know if you're prepared to speak today. Would you come share a few words with us? Essentially, we asked for a variance. The doors of the boiler room open inward, and they're supposed to open outward. very minor technicality in my mind, but that's what the regulations are. You cannot repurpose those doors outward because there's ductwork in the way, so it's a problem. And we asked for variance, and we got denied. So they sent us a big old fat denial, like we have to now do some major construction, but we want to exhaust all resources first.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Okay.
We are, excuse me, working on that, and I am in contact with the Texas State Historical Commission. And the problem all started when we did the renovation 15, 20 years ago, that model, they replaced the old boiler that was in there with a new, working boiler that's up to date and all that kind of stuff. And it all has to do with the number that's on the old one, and on the new one. They should have put on the new one when they filled all the paperwork. And now they're finally getting around to checking it many years later, and that's where the problem comes in. I had a word of encouragement from Tanya, the specialist in the courthouse stuff, and she did seem to indicate we need to work on a plan how we're going to fix the door to be compliant with, it has to be a push bar on the inside to open up to the out. And I know what the problem is. What you're saying is that it's going to hit the door when it opens to the outside is going to hit the ductwork that's hanging to the ceiling. So that's where it's at, and I haven't heard anything else from her.
So we're going to still try for a variance.
Yes.
Okay. The other thing it does play into possibly is if we had to do some reconstruction in that basement area, and we are moving towards a general lockdown, especially on certain court days, opening the throat of that basement so we can get more jurors in. Sometimes we summons 200 jurors here, and maybe 160 shows up, 170, but we have to get them in with the inclement weather and everything else, and so there is an issue with how you enter this building.
Yeah, and it's all going to come around back to the handicap access, that, not that they've changed some of that, but they have, and so the door width going to the outside is probably okay, but it's that hallway where, what you're talking about, where the problem is. I don't have an answer for that, and I don't, we need to really sit down and talk about it. I have no idea in terms of an architect or somebody coming in and looking at it, giving us some recommendations, things like that. That's where it's at.
Well, we appreciate your working with us and helping us through this issue on behalf of the Historical Commission. We had an incident, and I'm not ashamed to say it, but we had an incident where we had a person that was confined to a wheelchair was able to come in the building, and they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
So we have an elevator, we have ramps, we have things, but that basement door is heavy,
Yes.
and they did not have the strength to pull it open and get out the door.
Right.
There's no push bar to it.
Right.
We need to look back into that without going into a full ADA audit, because this building is not ADA compatible. We know that.
And again, I think we are grandfathered.
ADA compliant, I should say.
Yeah, but again, that only goes so far, and again, it goes back to that door. What kind of door we can put in there that will automatically open?
Yeah.
I would like to know from the Historical Commission's perspective, can we modify one point of entry for ADA, such as putting an automatic door in the basement and not have to go full on ADA compliant, which would be a total
Right.
nightmare.
Just to some extent, that's probably and that's the way I'm going, that's the route that I'm pushing, is that if we can have one entrance designated as that, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Just getting it within the parameters of what we can and can't do with the building, yeah, that I don't know.
And the other problem I have is with this Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, when they say you're denied, does that mean they're going to fine us for not being in compliance? One state agency fining another?
That's what I'm
Government-
asking the THC, what does that, mean? Are they gonna come back and, and start fining us, or what the deal is? What does that mean, that we're not in compliance? Yes.
So it boils back down to an ADA issue.
Right.
And so, well, we appreciate your help on that and guidance on that, and
I wish I could give you more positive stuff, and again, we're going off in the direction, and I've talked to some other counties, try to get an understanding of, and all those courthouses that have been built in the 1890s, 1910 era, they're all having the same issues. The doors, the security of the building, and they're addressing it in other ways. And I will say this, the THC has got a whole different concept of what they had 10 years ago in terms of working with the counties. They've become more compliant and realize that, yes, this is a working building and we want to keep it. And so they're holding back on some of their, what used to be strong line guidelines, and now they're, acknowledging.
Do we have a timeline on this?
No, not that I know of.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, every time the legislature meets every 2 years, I hold my breath.
Yeah.
Because that's something to change.
I will look on this, first for this, the variance that came in, if it's in y'all's packet, first of all, it had Judge Chamber Wardick's name on it, but they misspelled Wardick, Vortex. And then on the denial part, it says your request for a variance for the above referenced boiler has been denied for the following reasons. So they wrote in here, and it just says kind of sarcastically, it says, I'm sure the cost to modify the ductwork and make the doors open outward be expensive. I'm gonna just quote, that's how they said it. But that is not our concern, only the safety aspect. That the cost does not outweigh the safety of persons in the boiler room by having the doors open outward. I mean, it's a government kind of, I don't know, it gives you a bad taste sometimes when they just, like,
What scares me is that it took them that long to send somebody down here to check.
Yeah.
yeah, the boiler was put in place in 2010?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
14 years, that's pretty good.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Question. Yeah, so this is, the communication is from the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. What are they licensing and regulating here?
Okay, the regulation comes in with the non-compliant, with safety things about the doors opening to the outside.
That's simply it. They're not licensing anything.
No,
Okay, and this, the inspector who signed the notice, he says that's what he is. He's a chief boiler inspector.
yeah,
He's really nothing beyond that, right?
no. And but that all falls under that code, the compliance with the handicap access. He's looking at it from that standpoint.
That's what he's looking at?
Yeah, in that room.
Okay. But did I understand you to say that the Texas Historical Commission is working with this department on the variances needed because of the age of the courthouses?
They're looking for an explanation themselves.
Who has access to that room?
Nobody, because it's locked.
Well, it's just maintenance staff, the judge's office has, and we have technology in that building, that basement as well.
Yeah, there again, I don't know, with some of the plans that the court's been talking about, in moving the technology, moving back here or something, that may solve some of the problems, but again, it's all, and it's not a boiler anymore, it's just, have you ever seen that, what's down there?
It's just a name, boiler room.
Yeah, that's what they used to call it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the water.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And it's just a big device that all water and stuff comes into, and it goes out from there in terms of water cooling, for air conditioning, heating, all of that stuff. Yeah.
We normally do not take questions from the audience, but I'll take a question if you have a question, ma'am? Or you-
Well, just a comment, maybe help clarify some of the things.
You want to come forward? If you don't mind? Because if you're speaking to us on the court, we want to have a court record of it. If you would state your, sorry, if you would state your name.
My name is Sherry Wagner.
Okay.
I live in Bolton. I'm here because of Doug. The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation is out of the Secretary of State's office. They maintain the registry of different state licenses, including general contractors, which is where all this is coming from. Some of their other licenses are things like
Well, it does on the one hand, but in the state of Texas, contractors don't have to be licensed, correct?
No,
They don't. And so there is no uniform process or uniform system.
situation, but for the ones that are licensed, the state board knows who they are and what their bonding is, so that you know whether or not they're insured or really available and able to do a job responsibly and be insured if something happens, which is what I was looking for.
Thank you.
Well, for the court's perspective today, we wanted to put this on the agenda to let the court be aware that we were denied our request for a variance based on how we submitted this. We may need to look at reconstructing down there to see what it is, to get a bid. What is it going to cost to redo those doors? But if we do that just for the border, I think then we need to take a step further. How could we redesign that basement entrance for more, for higher traffic? Because if we do move the lockdown at some time in the future, there's going to be high traffic coming through that door. No doubt.
Not that I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, but if we're gonna have one, to deal with one thing while we're doing it, we have to fix the doors to the
Well,
outside.
I would make a motion, I'd like to make a motion to allow Doug Kubitschek to look into the matter for us on behalf of the courthouse and the historical commission, what our options are, and see if you can come up with a solution for us.
Because right now, I can't get an answer from the THC with the question Commissioner Fairclough asked is, how far can we go if we do?
And is it, to me, I think THC has the same reservation too. They're probably scared of the ADA as well.
Exactly.
And so we've got governing bodies that are scared to cause havoc.
Judge, it might be to our benefit to bump this up a notch beyond this fellow,
Okay.
and to get a clarification, because this is not something that's out of the ordinary. It's going on across the state. So somebody in the Department of Licensing may have the authority to step in and grant a variance, even though this guy says no. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly, that's where I am at the time of my heart. The Lavaca County Courthouse connection with the THC. I asked Tanya about that, can you check into that? Is there, not that we were trying to get out of it, that's.
Right.
No, that's not what we're looking for, but just some explanation, what does this mean? Does it, can
Yeah.
we fix it?
Yeah.
And what's the best way?
Good point.
So, again, I would make a motion that we allow Doug to look into it for us.
Second.
Okay. So, the judge made a motion to allow Doug Kubitschek to look into the matter with the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation and our request for a variance on the boiler located in the Lavaca County Courthouse, seconded by Precinct 4. Any other discussion? Comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Kubitschek. Stay posted. Number 11, Lavaca County Historical Commission 2023 Distinguished Service Award. That was awarded to Lavaca County. You guys want to make a presentation on that?
No,
I'm not sure what we did to deserve it, but you're the guy that would know.
It's just a long process. All 254 counties are required by law to file a report at the end of each year in terms of what they did and how they did it and how many hours they spent on various projects and everything. And the historical marker part of it, not that that's not important, it is important, but the state wants to know what we're doing to meet the needs of our tourism, historical significance, things like with this, with the courthouse, what role we're going, involvement, things like that. And so you have the list there, out of the 254, the names that are, how many, I don't know offhand, the counties that were actually, that got the award, or not that many.
I don't have the list.
Yeah. It's in the packet.
Okay.
I thought it was in there, but I used to know that number all the time. And again, talking about regulations, the state's passed, the Texas Historical Commission has passed all these things where they're pushing a lot of it into the county historical chairs, into their laps. And like, you're supposed to keep up with all this stuff. Case in
You have it? Okay.
I said it on your desk, it has number 11.
Okay, all right. We do have that. Do you want to take a quick picture? I don't, the paper's not here, but we can take a picture. We can get it to them.
Take a picture, I thought Jimmy, I know where Jimmy's at.
It's probably on vacation.
Yeah, I do too.
Softball game.
Oh, that's right. Let's take a quick picture. I'll use my camera if someone wants to.
We got a few members here. Can somebody take?
You want him to stand up here with us, or?
Why don't y'all stand below? We'll be up here. How's that?
Will you mind snapping a picture? Stand up right here, Keith, or?
Yeah. The court will stand back here if you'll have you up front, and Doug, if you'll hold your.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Mr.
Sideways a little bit. And,
All right. We'll just kind of crowd in.
Need some balance on this side.
Yeah, take two, they're small.
Congratulations. Recognition.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Again?
Appreciate all y'all do.
Good. Thank you. If we just took the damn.
But back at y'all, because, I mean, y'all do a lot of work for us, and it's, we appreciate everything you do for Lavaca County.
What's down there? If there's something important, move it.
All right. Do we have a motion to acknowledge the Lavaca County Historical Commission 2023 Distinguished Service Award?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 3, to acknowledge the Lavaca County Historical Commission 2023 Distinguished Service Award. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, item number 12, discuss and approve the county road plan and paving MOU. And I think you have a copy of that now. This is draft number 3 that's been circulating amongst the commissioners, court members. Any discussion or comments you guys want to make? And again, from this, I said this is draft 3. The only thing was added from draft 2 to draft 3 was to assist each precinct with hauling material to job sites prior to paving. So you guys can, put more trucks on the road, get more material to the project. And then lastly, on number 16, we added, this agreement shall be reviewed annually to ensure compliance, accountability, and accuracy with its content in relation to operations. This agreement can be changed and adjusted periodically as needed with majority vote of the Commissioners Court. So this is a fluid document amongst you guys. And again, this is your document, how you run your precincts. This is about paving more roads. This is about buying equipment together. This is about when you go to pave, you're submitting each of you 2 employees to the project during the paving season or that project. This is about cooperating with each other when you're going to haul material. So a lot of cooperation goes in here. I think you guys are on the same page. We've been talking about this for 6 to 8 months. I don't know how long.
8 months.
8 months, and it's time to take some action, I think.
And I agree with what Commissioner Cutzian said here earlier, that it's basically what we do already to help each other out. We're just putting it on paper.
Again.
And maybe going a step further with the seal coating on the road.
Well, it also sets forward a plan and a mission, so if and when this court ever changes, there's a plan that's been put in place that you have to come into.
Right.
And so no one comes in and just can blindly disrupt. But I like the way you guys are moving. I like the way you're paving roads right now. This next 2 to 6, 8 years is going to be pave. That's what the community wants us to do. They're moving to Lavaca County, and we got to work on our roads. So with that, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 1 to approve the county road and paving MOU agreement, and we're actually retitled it as the Memorandum of Understanding, Lavaca County Road Construction and Paving Agreement. Any other discussion or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Thank you guys, and I look forward to watching y'all grow with this one. All right, with number 12 being passed, now we're moving on to number 13, discuss and approve purchasing joint paving equipment for all 4 precincts. And this has kind of been simultaneous with the MOU. And anybody want to start on that one?
Yeah, I've been calling around on the whole state of Texas, and there is Cooper Equipment and San Antonio and RB Everett in Pasadena. And basically, the Etnire dealer?
Correct.
Etnire, I always say entire, for paving equipment, and they both handle the same equipment, they're both the same price, they are both on buy board and HGAC. And for the, I have some prices here if you want me to read them.
I think we just generally, yeah. What have you found?
Just state the equipment that we need to
Yeah,
be purchasing.
well, yeah, the equipment we're gonna need is a new 2,000-gallon asphalt distributor truck to put down the oil before you shoot the roads. And, then another self-propelled chip spreader to put the material out, and one RGN lowboy trailer that will haul the equipment from job site to job site.
What'd you call it? What kind of?
It's an RGN.
RGN?
Removable gooseneck.
Okay.
That it's self-contained, any one of our precinct trucks can pull it, and that's about the only 3 pieces of equipment we need, because all 4 of us have our own rollers, blades, water trucks, and that'll all be shared as we need it.
So what kind of budget we're gonna need for this initial round?
The trailer, the chip spreader, and the,
Distributor truck?
distributor truck. I'm looking, I moved my notes around, I'm sorry. You're looking at about $720,000.
Okay. And I think we talked about, I don't know who I talked about, probably you, Kenny, that we can tie this into the next budget cycle, so we need approval to purchase the equipment now, or get the purchase orders going, and then we can decide if we're gonna take it out of general fund, or we're going to budget it into our,
Absolutely.
okay. So either way, we've got the coverage for it. Like our auditor said today, I mean, our outside auditor, we've got the general reserve funds of almost 90%, so we have money to cover this endeavor. That's the
I'm
main thing.
sorry, it was 773,000 total. I found my notes.
773,000 total. Okay. So, does anyone want to make a motion to approve that? Or you want to discuss it some more?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 1, to approve purchasing joint paving equipment for all 4 precincts, with a total purchase price of, you want to say up to 800,000, just to,
Just rounding off, yeah.
okay. I would say up to $800,000 to be paid for in the next budget cycle. Is that okay with the auditor? We do it that way? Okay.
Who's gonna get the purchase order?
Huh?
Purchase order?
I will work on that with you.
Okay.
It'll have to be 3 different ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
So I'm going to restate this again. Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 1, to approve purchasing joint paving equipment for all 4 precincts up to $800,000 for a new 10,000-gallon distribution truck, for a self-propelled chip spreader, and for an RGN equipment trailer.
Right.
And basically, too, we need to get started on the equipment, because it's gonna be a period of time before we can get it, before the dealers have it.
Right.
It's not like going to a grocery store and buying something. It takes a while for find it, and it may be a 3 or 4 month process.
About 6 months, he told me.
Okay, so you were working on that, Kenny.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
we just, have it ready to get started.
I mean, we have to start in this direction, and then I think once we get going, I think we need to come back probably quarterly and evaluate where we are with this and how it's working. But again, the MOU states we can come back to court anytime to repurchase or to do what we have to do. I just commend you guys for working together. I know the community's going to rally around this because I hear it, from time after time. Y'all hear it too. I mean, roads, roads, roads. We have 871 miles of roads, and they want them in tip-top shape. Okay, so I have a motion by precinct 4, second by precinct 1. Any other questions or comments?
Just one comment, Judge. It's difficult to, at times to, assess a capital equipment outlay, purchase the funds for that. And it's just, it's kind of staggering to me. I've been out getting quotes for a maintainer, for a motor grader, and something similar to what we have. I mean, you can get as fancy, and now they have the joysticks that you can operate these things with. And we're not talking about that level. We're talking about just the levers that you use to use a motor grader. The quote came back. It's $550,000 just for one piece of equipment.
Wow.
It's just incredible. And so put that in perspective of what we're talking about here in buying 3 to 5 pieces of equipment. These guys have done their homework. They've done a good job of shopping that. And so it's just expensive to maintain and build roads. It's very expensive. And so we've got, I've got a 91 and a 92 John Deere and Cat motor grader that's still in service. And we're still, using those pieces of equipment. So we're not being, extravagant here. We're actually being, quite judicious in making sure that we get the most for our money and that we can get the most bang out of that. The thing that we have that is kind of understated here is we have assets in terms of staff and in terms of crews. These guys could go to work for a construction company and make a lot more money. They could double their salaries if they wanted to. So we have the expertise to be able to build roads. It's here, and these guys have tenure. They take an awful great amount of pride in what they do and how they do it. And so, we take criticism from people that say, you didn't do this. Well, I understand that, but I got 5,000 people and 257 miles of road, and we can't be everywhere at once. But we are responsive, and we do what we need to do to do the best job that we can do. And so when you walk away from that, it's almost like you put your initials on it and say, hey, I did this work. And so we've got good people, and this is a good plan, and I'm just excited about what we're going to do here going forward.
How many motor graders do we have in the county? Each precinct has
I have 3.
3? Wayne?
4.
4? 7?
4.
11? 12, 13, 14, 15, so we have 15 motor graders. If we had to buy those all new,
We don't want to talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
And they're going up every year.
Yeah.
that'd be 7.5 million if we had to buy new motor graders.
500,000, you
That's
just
crazy.
said 500,000. 2 years ago, it was 275,000.
Same machine.
Same piece of equipment. Pickup trucks, same thing. They're not, we have a $50,000 limit. Then you go out on bids. The 50,000 won't cover a pickup truck anymore.
You can't even get a good tractor for shredding.
Yeah. I mean, if you go buy a 15-foot back wing shredder, you're talking $20,000 to $30,000 just kind of just middle of the road. And the tractors are 3 times that
At least.
at least. So yeah.
Well, again, I commend the 4 of y'all for working together. This court will be intact for at least another 2.5 years, I think, or so. But I commend y'all for working together and doing this, and this is a step in the right direction. Y'all have already been working together, and I think the public, maybe they don't see that y'all have already been sharing things with each other, but this kind of takes it another step forward, and let's pave roads together. And let's maximize our value, because it's getting expensive. So, all right, I had a motion for precinct 4, second by precinct 1. Any other discussion or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Thank you, guys. I look forward to watching this project unfold. All right, number 14, declare items on Exhibit A as surplus property. That's out of the county clerk's office. Looks standard, routine stuff. stuff that doesn't work anymore. So, do I have a motion?
I move that we declare the items on Exhibit A as surplus property.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2 to discuss, to declare items on Exhibit A as surplus property. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 15, discussion and approve appointing Dr. Tim and Dr. Ralph Wagner as the local health authority for Lavaca County. They have both confirmed that they will be willing to serve. They did not submit their paperwork, so I'm going to ask that y'all approve their names in court today, and then we'll submit that back to consent agenda when we get their signatures.
Your Honor, I move we appoint Dr. Tim and Dr. Ralph Wagner as local health authority for Lavaca County.
And I second that motion.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2 to approve appointing Dr. Tim and Dr. Ralph Wagner as the local health authority for Lavaca County. I will add, this is not, this is the local health authority for Lavaca County. Our EMS personnel have different doctors that are attached to the EMS. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Dr. Tim is our medical director, provides oversight for the protocols and procedures that we use.
Right.
This is more generalized for the community.
For the community. Gotcha, okay. All right, motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, folks, we've reached consent agenda. Do I have a motion to move into consent agenda?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 3 to move into consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are in consent. Our microphones will go off until we're out of consent. If not, a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion- Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you. See you next time.
I forgot.